Well, good morning, y'all. Here we are again on another show, and it was bound to happen. I mean, this is show number 17, or is this 16? This is 16, I'm sorry, episode number 16. 16 weeks in a row, and I made it again. I don't know what to say. So, I slept too late this morning. I said, you know what? Well, good morning, Jessica Jackson. How are you? I miss seeing you. So I get up a little bit late here this morning. I thought, well, you know, really, why do I need to go in 2 hours early? I'm a professional radio person. I know how to do this now. My goodness, I've been doing this for 16 weeks now. I should have this down. So I wake up at 7:30. Immediately, I feel panicked. Well, okay, wait a minute. I only got okay, what if there's construction on 75 through Durant? I mean, really, what are the odds? And then I got thinking, well, wait a minute. Oh, no, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. They're not working on Sunday. Yeah, but what if it's down to one lane and a whole bunch of people are trying to get to the casino? So in my often neurotic life, well, good morning, Kayla. Kayla Tran is on with us this morning here on the live feed. Hey, Kayla. Kayla is my associate producer. It's an awful big word. I was going to say producer, but then she'd want a raise. But Kayla lives in Connecticut, and Kayla puts all the music stuff together for me, and I'll tell you more about that sometime in the future. But shout out to Kayla in Connecticut this morning. By the way, if there are any problems with the music this morning, Kayla's fault. Just saying. Anyway, so I get here, and normally I have a routine where I clean the studio. Part of the neuroses that is me. And so I get out all the... Well, hold on just a second. Let me just get this thing here. Okay. By the way, these are great value. This is a Walmart brand. I think it's a Walmart brand. Great value disinfecting wipes. Guys, every bit as good as Clorox and half the price. I'm just saying. Anyway, so I wipe the whole studio down. I do the microphone. You know, here we go. Got the mic here. I wipe everything down because, you know, all kinds of people have been in here in the radio station over the week since I've been here. And, you know, I just do all the surfaces and all that. So that's something that I do. And then, again, because I'm slightly neurotic. Good morning, Susan. Oh, my goodness. Susan Anthony checking in from Washington, D.C., where it's all happening these days. Good morning, Susan. It's so good to know that you're here. Anyway, I normally clean, and you can even tell, see, I'm not even prepared for the morning, for this thing, for the backstage thing. I'm not even prepared for this because normally I get here an hour and a half to 2 hours early, and then I'm settled and I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I got to rush, oh my gosh, I run out of time. You know, so this is what you get. But I want you to consider what I call the value proposition. The value proposition is what you get for what you pay. And pay could mean money. It could mean time invested. So let's say what you get for what you invest, whatever that is. Getting up early to watch, to listen. Having to listen to me. That's an investment because you feel obligated, because you know me or you're related to me. Now, by the way, I count on the relation thing. I just want you to know. So that value proposition, when I'm not prepared, is a little low. Not what you would, I think, be expecting. Anyway, so I'm here. I made it. I'm not late. Nothing's screwed up yet. You know what I always tell you? You want to listen to the entire show. You want to keep it on no matter what you're doing, because you don't want to miss the opportunity that chaos will ensue. It's entirely possible. All things are possible. And I don't think I've told anybody this yet. I haven't told anybody that. Okay, you guys, because you're here early, I'm going to share something with you. I have not told anybody. There's only about 3 people that know this. Deb, my sister, the guy that was in the studio, producer, who was with me here, came down from Oklahoma City to help me when we were doing the video thing. Clint Michael Biley. And Clint used to live here in the Calera area. Now he's a big time guy. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, he came down to see me. All right, so while he was here, we were screwing around with all of this video stuff. It was nuts in here. It was nuts. We had wires going everywhere. We hadn't tested it. I mean, let me just say it was a mess. So at some point during the show, and I'm not even going to tell you when in case you find the archived hours, I left the microphone on. I don't know how it happened, but he and I are talking. There's just a little button over here, and it lights up. But it's not like a flashing light that you can see. Usually, most studios will have a big red light in the studio that you can't ignore, so that it just reminds you your microphone is on. No, not here. That must have been an option they didn't get. So I leave the microphone on for 3.5 minutes. Okay, that doesn't sound like much. But while the mic is on for 3.5 minutes, I'm looking at the time in case you're wondering what I'm doing. The mic's here. I'm talking to Clint. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll never forget that time that guy did it. And I'm telling stories. And if you heard me tell stories, you know that they're rather graphic. I look around. Clint says to me, he's wearing headphones. Clint says to me, he's like sitting there, he's got the headphones on, right? He's going. I said, what? I said, what? And then I realized, oh my God, he can hear the mic in his headphones. I look around, the light's on, and this little tiny blue light on the console is on, which means that you're on air. And I realized for 3.5 minutes, I've been telling this vivid story. And I literally go, and if you were watching the video, by the way, the video was live at all times, I go, and I watch it back and it's funny, because I got to tell you, what a show. Oh my goodness. So I literally, all the blood drains from my face. I'm white as a sheet. And I begin to wonder what it was that I said. Oh my God, what did I say? Needless to say, by the way, that was in the second hour, thank you, Jesus, because if it had been in the first hour, the entire show would have been a tragedy, or more of a tragedy. So for the next hour, I'm wondering, what did I say? What did the audience hear? And will I get in trouble? No, let me rephrase that. Will I get in trouble? What did the audience hear? What did I say? Okay, I got about a minute here before I have to get off. I just wanted to share that story with you because nobody knows that. My sister knows it. Now, this is what my sister, Deborah Miller, says to me. I tell her the story. I'm really embarrassed. I mean, I'm still red-faced at that point, like, oh my, I can't believe. I'm telling her it's like 2 days later. And she goes, well, yeah, that sounds like you. What do you mean it sounds like me? Yeah, I mean, well, you know, talking trash, basically, you know, between records. I said, well, you know, I don't do well when there's somebody in the studio. I like to do it by myself because I get distracted. She says, yeah, because you want to be entertaining everybody in the room. Hey, I want to thank you for that support, sister. It's nice to know you have family behind you. Anyway, she was right. She's always right about that stuff. I don't know what to tell you. All right, guys, I'm 30 seconds over. So what else is new? Got a good show today. I don't know where you were in 1995. But in 1995, I was in Houston, Texas. And I often will say, and I was just thinking about this the other day, I often will say that it wasn't my greatest year. I've had a lot of those wasn't my greatest year. But let me just say that even though 2020 wasn't my greatest year, This is the greatest part of my life, and I'm having fun. Life is good. My health is good. And I have folks like you. And I want to thank you for sticking with me. All right, so the show's going to go on. 1995, a lot of good music. Some really interesting stories behind the music, too. So I got to get out of here. I got literally 3 minutes. All right, guys. See you later. Listen to you on the stream. Oh, by the way, the stream is, did I forget to put on there today? The stream is on the web, tinyurl.com/weekend rewind. And that's where you'll find the stream. Or you can go to B997thebuzz.com. Look it up on the internet. Come on.